it's 12:10. My name is Sarah. It's Thursday and we are gonna get started on our Thursday yoga practice. So we're gonna start at the front of the mat, standing tall. Maybe you wanna bring those feet a little wider than the hips. You wanna wiggle a little bit, especially if you've been sitting at the computer. Roll those shoulders back, arms reach down, and then you can gently close those eyes or gaze softly at the floor. Perhaps put a soft bend in the knees. And take a moment here to observe your body sway with gravity. This is just what we do all the time when we're balancing. We don't even have to think about it. But when our eyes are closed, sometimes we can tune in to that little sway. And then move your focus down to your feet, where you're connecting with the ground. Allow those toes to maybe lift and spread out. Allow the feet to connect the ground. And perhaps visualize them growing roots into the ground, into your floor. Maybe down through the floor into the earth. And allow that connection to be solid and stable, holding you up. Creating some nice, stable energy. And then move up through your body from the ground. Just checking in with how you're feeling today. Are there any aches, any twinges? Are you feeling pretty open? Any stiffness from sitting in the chair or your morning activities? Just move that awareness all the way up your body to the top of your head, including behind the eyes and in your jaw. And then zip up your lips and begin to move your breath through your nose. Beginning to make it a little bit deeper and a little bit longer. And with your arms alongside your body, palms in along your sides, we're going to allow the breath to move our arms. So as you inhale deep, allow your arms to float up with the breath. And as you exhale, allow those arms to float down. It's almost like magic, or blowing up a balloon. Letting the breath float those arms, and letting them exhale, have them come back down. Allowing the breath to be nice and long and deep. And we're using this movement here to begin to connect our breath, our body, and our mind to the present moment. We're allowing ourselves to arrive in practice, reconnect with our breath. And after your next breath cycle, you can gently open those eyes. We'll take our right hand, wrap it around the back. Maybe reach those fingers around your side and plant the left palm in with the right palm, pancake them together, and then drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Stretch out that neck. And perhaps you want to also explore by tilting the chin up toward the roof. Notice how that feels. This is neck and shoulder stretch. Depending on your body, you may feel it a bit more in one area than the other. Or maybe you want to angle your chin down. Notice how the sensation changes. And with an exhale, release your arms, bring your neck up to straight. And let's bring the left arm behind the back. Wrap those fingers around. Flatten the right palm into the left, pancake them together. And then drop right ear to right shoulder. Stretching out the shoulder, stretching out the neck. And still finding that deep inhale. Long exhale. Perhaps tilting your chin up toward the ceiling Checking in with that movement. And then maybe shifting your chin toward the ground. Looking over your shoulder, checking in with that. You can release those arms and exhale. Inhale, we'll scoop those arms down and sweep them up. Reaching high, reach like you mean it. Maybe the gaze comes up toward the ceiling. Exhale, head back to center. Grab your right wrist with your left arm, reach high, and side bend over to the left. Option to also step the right foot behind the left foot, bending that front knee. It's almost like a curtsy a little bit, stretching the calf along with your side body. And you get to check in. Do you want your gaze forward or up past that arm? Feeling that deep inhale, long exhale. You can uncross the feet, bring your body up. Reach high, switch arms, right hand, left wrist, side bend over toward the right. Option to step that left foot behind the right one, bending the front knee. Feeling maybe the calf, if you put that back heel down. It could just be me because I wore high heels for way too many years when I was younger. So my calf feels this, definitely. And maybe you want to bring that gaze up past the arm. We all have different bodies, different sensations. We've all done different things with our bodies. Maybe not everyone here wore heels as a waitress for a lot of years. But we all have different things our bodies react to and get used to. And then you can uncross those legs, reach those arms high, and then drop them and bring them behind your back. Maybe roll those shoulders back. Think about bringing your shoulder blades closer together, grabbing the fingers or interlacing the fingers together. And then bring your hands and your arms away from your back body, from your butt, from your back. Doesn't have to be far. You want to feel the movement. And if you want to add a little back bend, squeeze your glutes together, shift your hips forward. Begin to broaden your chest as you lay back. Gaze at the ceiling. This part's optional if you don't like the standing back bend. Don't do it today. Keep finding that breath. And then push into your feet, come out of the back bend, release the arms. If you're not already at the front of the mat, we're gonna come there. And do one half sun salutation down. So exhale all the air from your lungs. Inhale deep. Exhale long. Inhale, sweep and reach those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Soft bend in the knees. Inhale, half lift. Extend that spine nice and long. Exhale, forward fold. And really bend your knees here, bringing your belly to your thighs. Relax your head and neck. And grab opposite elbows with your hands. We're going to stay here for a moment. And perhaps you want to think about lifting your hips a little bit, just until you feel the stretch in the back of the legs. And maybe you want to sway from side to side. Perhaps noticing the difference in the pressure in your feet as you sway side to side. Checking in with that deep inhale. Long exhale. Coming to stillness. Release the hands, plant them on the floor, and we're going to walk those feet back to a plank. And the plank can be from the toes or the knees, yogi's choice. But I want you to squeeze your glute muscles together, belly button to spine, and push that ground away. You got this. Really feel those fingers press into the ground. Move your right hand into the middle, and we're going to side plank over to the right. So you can put the knee down, pivot the toe to the back, and come up into a side plank on the shin. Or perhaps you want to stack those feet into a side plank on both feet. Whatever option you're picking, lift those hips high and push the ground away. Yep, we're starting with a little bit of fire in the core and the arms. And then slowly come back down to plank on toes or knees. Squeeze those glute muscles together again. Find that breath. The breath is hard, come down a level. And then we're gonna side plank to the left. So bring the left hand in the middle, rotate over on those feet, or drop the knee and spin the shin around. Find your side plank. Lift those hips high, really press that hand down and reach with the other hand up. If you wobble, if you fall, you're building balance, you're building strength. That's exactly what we want to do in yoga class today. And then slowly come back to plank. We'll say plank on the other side, but just your basic plank. Squeeze those glute muscles. And then we're going to drop the knees. Walk those hands back. Widen the knees, bring the toes together and find your child's pose. So option 2, put that pillow behind the heels. Walk those hands out long and rest the forehead on the ground. Returning to that deep inhale, long exhale. And give yourself a little compassion and understanding if that breath is rushed because we just did a bunch of strength work to start. Allow that. Your breath will return in time. So encourage it gently. Really feel those fingertips reach and those sit bones come towards your heels so you feel your whole back stretching. I also really feel my shoulders stretch at this point. And we're going to walk those hands back toward us, come up into tabletop. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. We're going to try a few cat and cows. So finding your cat first today. Let's push the ground away, arch the spine, and see if you can bring your pelvis in. Almost like someone was putting a beach ball under you and you were arching all the way around. And then exhale. Begin to raise the sit bones, drop the belly. Bring the chest through, gaze comes up. And that's your cow. And then using that deep, long breath, allow it to be your guide. Inhaling one way as you move back to cat. And exhaling the other as you move through cat. You get to choose your own rhythm today. What I want you to focus on in cat and cow is can you reach that in pose? So don't end early and do a short wave. I want you to go all the way through it and find that completed position at the end. Can you really arch and feel that crown? Now this might be something I feel like I shortcut a lot as I teach. I don't fully go to my max, but it's a really easy one to go, oh, let's just go back and forth, without actually feeling the sensation change as you go through. Being curious about this back wave today. After your next one, come back to your tabletop. Left hand's gonna come in the middle, and you're gonna swing up with the right, twisting with your upper back and shoulders. And exhale, come on down, slide that right hand underneath, threading the needle. So reaching that arm long, bringing your head and neck to the ground. Your hand can stay by your head or reach out long, or you can come into that half bind today. Maybe wrapping those fingers around like we did at the beginning. And think about lifting that top shoulder so that maybe your chest is starting, just beginning to look more toward this side of the room. And that's going to depend on a lot of things, but just think about that. How would it feel if my chest went over to the side like that? Finding that breath. And slowly bring that hand down to the mat, pushing into the ground. Let's unwind, reaching all the way up. And bring that right hand down. And then we'll do the other side. So bringing the right hand in the middle. Inhaling up the left side. Reach nice and high. And exhale, thread the needle underneath, reaching low. Slowly your shoulder and your head. Option to bring the hand behind the back, wrapping the fingers around your hip, and think about opening the shoulder so your chest is beginning to come toward the wall. You can see mine doesn't get all that far. I'm thinking about the energy going in that direction. Shoulder going back from me, away from the floor. And on exhale, we're going to bring that hand down to the ground. Slowly unwind and lift up to the left. Exhale, come back to tabletop. We're going to tuck those back toes. Move your sit bones towards your heels so your knees begin to float. Push the mat away. And then begin to lift those hips up, dropping your head and neck into your first down dog. Maybe you want to adjust by walking those hands out a little bit. Those knees can stay bent. So we're pushing the mat away, grip the mat and push it away. Straighten those arms. So you're making a diagonal line with your arms, your back and your butt. And then feel the weight come down the back of your legs into your heels. Maybe you want to walk the dog today a little bit, bending one knee and then the other to wake up those calves and hamstrings, especially if you were sitting at the computer today. And then inhale, looking forward. Keep those hips high. Let's baby step the feet to the back of the hands. Bend the knees, forward fold. And then let's wind all the way up. Coming in front of the mat. We'll try one round of sun salutation today. We'll start with a half one. So exhale all the air. Inhale deep. Exhale long. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Really extend that back and neck. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep to rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back right foot, finding your low lunge with the knee down. And then inhale up with those arms. Holding for a few long breaths here. And on an exhale, lower those hands down, tuck the back toe, and we're going to step back to plank. Feel your breath here, nice and strong. Squeeze those glutes. And on an exhale, lower all the way down to your belly, nice and slow. You can do it from the toes or the knees. And then inhale, push your hands into the ground, raise your chest and head into baby cobra. Tuck those arms in beside your chest. Feel the back bend. Lower on an exhale. Tuck your toes. Press your knees into the ground and your hands as you come on up to plank, finding your down dog. We're going to inhale, looking forward. Take a giant step forward with the left foot. Low lunge on the other side. Drop that knee. Bring those hands up. Stay here for a few breaths. And if you're behind or ahead in your sun salutations, you are where you are today. Just meet us up when you're ready. Exhale, bring those hands down to frame the foot. Press the front foot into the ground, tuck the back toes, and take that giant step forward into your forward fold. And inhale, sweep those hands all the way up to rise. Exhale, hands through heart center. And arms by your sides. Embrace your tall mountain. We're going to do that one more time. on the other side. So exhale all your air. Inhale, sweep the arms to rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step back with the left foot, lower the back knee to low lunge, and inhale your way up with those arms. Hang it out for a few breaths, thinking into your lunge. And on an exhale, bring those hands down, tuck the back toes and step to plank. Toes or knees, your choice. Feel a few breaths here as you squeeze the glutes. And on an exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, raise your chest and head into baby cobra. Tuck the arms by your body. Really feel your chest broaden, your glutes squeeze to support your back. Exhale down. Tuck the toes, feel the knees. Push up to plank on the knees as you find yourself into down dog. That's a movement that will come in time. Inhale, look forward. Take a giant step forward with the right foot. Find your low lunge on the other side. Drop that back knee. Inhale those arms up. And then on an exhale, bring the hands down, frame the foot, tuck the back toes, and take that giant step forward into forward fold. And inhale, push to rise, sweep to rise. Exhale, hands through heart center. Down by your sides. Embracing your tall mountain, maybe closing your eyes, checking in. How has today's practice affected you so far? When you're ready, you can exhale that air and inhale to chair pose. Sitting back with the butt, reaching those arms forward, belly button to spine. Maybe drop a little bit lower. If you're shaking, you're building strength. If you're shaking so much you feel like you're going to fall down, come up a little bit. Just finding that beautiful point of work that is beneficial. And then exhale, forward fold. Bring the hands to the mat. Step back with your left foot all the way. Pivot the back toes around your mat so they're facing sideways. Bend the front knee. Find your warrior two. Whew, if you're wearing big socks like me, they're starting to come off. So I want you guys to stay in your warrior two while I take my socks off. Really feel your front foot and your back foot equally working. Really reach those arms long. Maybe check in with the back arm that it's equal with the shoulder. Gaze over the front arm and say to yourself, I am strong. I am a strong warrior. Straighten that front leg. Take a rest here. And then exhale, begin to reach forward with that right hand. Keep reaching, pop that back hip. Reach, reach, reach. And then drop that hand down to your shin. Lean back against an imaginary wall and lift the left arm. So we're in our triangle. So the hand can be on a shin. It can be on a block if you have one. The goal here isn't to hit the ground, it's to lengthen sideways and to be light as we go up. Gaze can be at the side or it can be up toward that thumb. Maybe having a little smile here. It is sunny out now. It is summer. Totally consider it summer. It was 20 yesterday in altitude. So just embrace looking toward the sky, appreciating the summer. And then bend the front knee. Let's bring both those hands down to the ground and step that back foot forward about halfway. We're going to take this right hand, tent the fingers, and bring it in front of the right foot. We're going to find our half moon here. If you already know half moon, feel free to go into it. So our right hand is on the outside of the foot. We're gonna bring up this back leg, flexing it almost like a warrior three. And then turn your toes so they're facing sideways. You're starting to lean more into your right hand. You can also have a block here under your hand. And then just like in side plank, we're opening up the hip to the side. Whew. And if you can open the hip to the side and not fall over, maybe you want to start trying to play around with the arm. So there are so many places to go in this pose. I really like this pose with a block. If you don't have a block, you can try with books. But we're really trying to, instead of having the hip bones facing the ground, we're trying to open them up to face the side. And wherever you are in this pose, I want you to slowly come out of it. Bring that hand down, bring the foot down, and we're gonna find a forward fold at the front of the mat. If you have a block, move it to the left side so you're prepared for the next round. And then push to rise, reaching high all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Hands by your sides. Close those eyes, check in with your mountain. Maybe your mountain feels a little lopsided right now because we did that sequence on one side and not the other. So if you notice any differences, just notice them. What happens if you do something on one side and not the other? And maybe catch your breath, like me. All right, let's try the other side. So when you're ready, all together, let's exhale all the air from our lungs. Inhale deep. Exhale long as you sit back into chair. Really reaching those arms out long. Feel your feet connect. If your legs aren't working very hard, maybe you want to drop a little bit lower. If they're shaking so much you want to fall, come up a little bit. Find that sweet spot of building strength. Find that breath. And on an exhale, forward fold. Plant the hand, step back with the right foot. Bend the front knee, pivot that back foot, toes going sideways, and cycle up to warrior two. Reaching those arms long, bending into the front knee, and checking in that the front leg and the back leg are both working. You feel lots of pressure on the front knee. Ooh, I used to a lot. Push into that back foot. Bring the gaze over your front fingers and say to yourself, I am a strong warrior. We all have that inner strength going on for something. So celebrate it now. I am a strong warrior. Straighten that front leg. Take a breather here. Although not for the arms. And then begin to reach forward with that left hand, pop the back hip, reach, reach, reach. When you can't reach anymore, drop that bottom hand to your shin, your ankle, your block. Reach up with the right hand, and your torso is trying to face the side of the room. So instead of facing down, see if you can start to face the side. And that is hard, that takes time. But think about that energy, opening up the hips. So we're really working on moving our hips to the side today. Finding that breath. I am finding this a little breathless myself today. And then on the exhale, begin to bend the front knee. Bring your hands down to the ground and step forward about halfway. Move your fingers in front of your foot about 6 inches. I like to keep them tented. And then begin to lean in your front foot and lift up the back leg. Sort of like a warrior three here. Then begin to open your hips to the side and your toes will turn to the side. You're going to start feeling pressure in your left hand and the outside of your left foot. And see if you can center that pressure in your foot. And as you begin to open up those hips toward the side, see if you can bring that arm up off the ground. Half moon is this pose. And it is a pose that takes a while. But I find it's a really fun one to grow and play with and challenge yourself with. The last little part is to really push your foot into the ground and see if you can float that bottom hand, which I don't think I'm doing today. So wherever you are in half moon, slowly start to come up. Take that giant step to the front of the mat and find yourself in forward fold. Recheck in with that breath. Push into your feet, sweep to rise, lifting those arms nice and high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Reach them down by your sides and recheck in with your mountain. Now that we did both sides of that movement, what does your body feel like now? Is there more balance there? Is one side still feeling a bit more open or closed than the other? No judgment, just notice, just witness what you're feeling. Step those feet wide, toes out, heels in. We're gonna find our squat. So inhale those arms up, bring those hands together. Exhale, come all the way down. Really pushing the feet into the floor so the feet are still strong. It could almost push you up again. Nice long back. So it doesn't matter to me how low you go, but wherever you are in your squat, I want you to think, can I have a tall back? Can I have a long back? And then find that breath. I'm not sure if you just heard my knees there through the camera. They just gave 2 big loud cracks. Inhale deep. Exhale long. And then bringing your sit bones and your hands down to the mat. Let's bring those feet in front of us. Hands behind the hips. So my fingers are facing my hips, but I'm leaning back with a nice tall spine. Belly button to spine. Maybe you want to start to dig your toes into the mat. We're going to find our boat pose. So here, tall spine, belly button to spine, pushing my toes into the mat. Option to stay here if you feel the work. Maybe you want to lean back a little bit, let those feet rise up so that they're parallel with the knees. Perhaps you want to release one arm, reach it long. Maybe the other one, see if you can balance there on your tailbone, on your sit bones. If you can keep that back long and straighten the legs, give that a go. If straightening the legs causes you to arch, then I want you to go back to the bent knees and straight back. Yeah, this is something. You can stay here. Maybe you want to roll back, belly button spine into the half boat. So you're rolling back onto more of your back, extending your legs and coming into this little boat shape or hollow fold. And maybe we're going to come back up to meet the other people still in the boat. If you have to touch the ground and laugh and go, oh my gosh, that's so hard, that's okay. And everybody can release that. Bring the feet wide, hands behind you. And let's do some windshield wipers with the hips and the knees and the ankles as we recover that breath. And can you mindfully do these windshield wipers? Feeling the pivot in your hips, allow the weight of the knees to come over. Notice how the side of your foot rolls over. Fully give these windshield wipers your attention. Notice the sensations arising in your body. I didn't tell you the theme of today's class. It's about holding on and letting go. Sometimes staying in a pose for longer, working through a full plank instead of a side plank or a outside plank. Sometimes that's good for us. Sometimes it's good to let that go. I'll get more into that next week. All right, let's keep those feet still a bit wide, hands behind us. Really push into your hands and your feet. And as you exhale, lift your sit bones off the ground. You're really doing that by pushing into your feet and your hands. And then squeeze your glutes and begin to lift your hips up so you make that reverse tabletop. So you're pushing with the hands and the feet, but you're really using your glute muscles here to lift your hips. And my arms roll back a little farther. And on an exhale, slowly lower your sit bones down. And slowly walk yourself onto your forearms and then your back, keeping those knees bent. We're going to walk those feet out to the sides of a mat and let the knees drop in. We're going to open those arms wide into cactus and just stretch the shoulders for a moment after that tabletop. And while we're here, with our feet wide, knees dropping in, our arms open wide in cactus arms, I want you to see where you feel your breath. Where is your breath moving your body? There's no right or wrong here. It might be your chest or your back. Maybe you feel that breath enter your throat. So without controlling your breath, just observe what it's doing. Now we're going to bring our hands to our bellies. And we're going to walk those feet heel toe into the center. Let the soles of the feet touch and the knees come out wide. So now we're opening the hips the other way, making a diamond with our legs. And with our hands on our belly, we're going to try and bring ourselves back to a longer breath. So we're going to inhale for 4, raising the belly, the balloon belly all the way up. Hold for 2 at the top, and then lower for 4, and hold for 2 at the bottom. So let's try that all together, exhaling all your air. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. And try that a few more times on your own, counting the beats in your head. Using the balloon breath to bring us into a calmer space. And after your next balloon breath is done, no rush. You can let those hands help the knees come back into center. Walk them about hip width apart, even wider than hip width might feel really good. Maybe you want the toes slightly pointing out. Those arms are going to reach alongside our body. Now that we've gained our breath a little bit, we're going to do a few back bends. So feeling your feet, feeling your arms push into the ground. On an exhale, begin to lift up your sit bones and your hips. Keep bringing them high. Squeeze the glutes to lift those hips high into bridge. Your arms can stay alongside the body, or maybe you want to walk them underneath, interlacing the fingers. But keep pushing your arms into the ground, because the push of the arms into the ground, the push of the feet, help give you support, and squeezing the glute muscles and lifting the hips also help here. Check in with that breath. Every inhale, feel your belly expand, and exhale, feel your feet really dive back in to lift. Inhale, expand your belly. Exhale, feel your feet and arms support you. And when you're ready to come down, I want you to come down slowly. Think your upper back comes down, then your mid back, your low back, and your sit bones. And just notice the changes in your back from that one bridge pose. You have an option to stay right here in one of the previous two poses we did, or you can get ready for one more bridge, or if wheel is in your practice, you can do wheel. But feel your feet, feel your arms. Inhale deep. Exhale, begin to lift up your hips and your pelvis, just lifting it high, pushing your feet and arms into the ground. Squeeze those glutes to lift the hips. Option to walk those arms together underneath. And then just go back to pushing the arms into the ground, the feet into the ground. Inhaling, allow your belly to expand. Exhale, allow your feet and your arms to root down to support you. Belly on the inhale, feet and arms on the exhale. When you're ready to come out, you're going to come slowly, feeling the upper back, mid back, low back, and sit bones release to the ground. Take a moment here to check in with your back. Notice how it affected your body. Then we're going to bring both knees into the chest, wrap the shins around them. And then keep the right knee into the chest and let the left foot come down on the ground. Or maybe you want to extend that like long on the mat. I'm just taking a moment here to see if you can hold your shin into your chest by doing 5% less effort with the arms. How does that change your pose? And can you keep holding that shin into your chest and do 5% less than before? And holding your left shin in, or your left arm holds your right shin in. Open up that right arm to cactus or to a T. And then you're going to bring that right leg across your body into a twist. So your right hand is on that left leg. I got that backwards. Left hand is on your right leg, and then your opposite arm is open to that T or that cactus. If you don't like the twist with the leg out, you can bring it in so they're both bent here. Just take a moment to notice how your exhale works with gravity in this twist. Your exhale releases some of the tension and just doesn't fight gravity as much, so gravity is allowed to sink you into this twist a little bit more. And then slowly unwind back to center. Let's bring the left leg into the chest. Right foot comes on the mat or stretches out long. See if you can keep your left shin into the chest by doing 5% less effort with the arms. Can you release some of that tension in the upper body as we're hanging out in this yin style pose? And how about releasing about 5% more effort? How does that change things up? Right arm keeps hold of left shin. Left arm reaches out into that T or the cactus. And then draw that right leg across the body into the twist. Right hand can stay on top. Maybe you want to bend both knees if you like that better than one straight, one bent. You have the power to design your own practice, tailor it to you. in your body. That's what I really hope you do. I give you ideas and you get to tailor it to how it works best for you today. And then slowly we're going to unwind that twist, come back to center, and stretch out on our mat into final rest. Those heels can reach for the corners. Those arms can reach down, palms up. Maybe you want to squeeze those shoulder blades together and set them back down. And tuck the chin into the chest and reach the neck long as you set it back down. See if you can find comfort in this position. Let go of all the tension. And all together we'll exhale all the air. Inhale deep. Exhale through the mouth, nice and slow, just like a leaky tire. And I encourage you to do that 2 more times to your own speed. And just observe the muscles in your body, maybe your glutes, your calves, those bigger ones. And see if you notice the tension slowly coming out of them with that long exhale. We strengthened, we stretched. And now this is our time to take a few moments to release, to rest and restore. And we'll just end with these few words. Life is amazing, and then it is awful, and then it's amazing again. And in between the amazing and the awful, it's ordinary, mundane, and routine. Breathe in the amazing, hold on through the awful, and relax and exhale during the ordinary. That's just living the heartbreaking, soul-healing, amazing, awful, ordinary life. And it's breathtakingly beautiful. It is 12:58, and if you have time to hang out here in Shavasana for a while longer, feel free. If it is time for you to move back into your day, you can begin to wiggle those fingers, wiggle those toes. Rotate that neck from side to side. Reach those arms up overhead into a great big stretch, fingertips to toes, and releasing from that with an exhale. Planting one foot on the ground and then the other, and rolling over to your side. Staying here for a moment, using your arm as a pillow, and thinking of one thing today that you are grateful for or proud of. And then slowly take that top hand and push up to a nice, comfortable seat. Those eyes can stay closed. Feel your spine grow nice and tall. And take a moment to scan your body from head to toe, observing the differences practice made to you today. And we'll all end together with a deep, long inhale. Release with an exhale. Letting go of all the things. Slowly open those eyes and return to your day. For the few of you that haven't gone off to work yet, thanks for joining me to the very end. And I will see you next Thursday.